Hi everyone, welcome back to the vlog. I have just finished dropping the girls off at school. They're going to have an awesome day hopefully. Today is really cold. I mean, it's about 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. It's a true winter day and we've got the fire on inside to warm everything up. And we're laying on some clothes in front of it to do some drying. At the moment, I'm just making the most of a bit of dry weather to give us a ball throw. Zoe and Greta love chasing the ball. Well, Zoe loves chasing the ball and Greta loves chasing Zoe. Zoe will chase after the ball until she is absolutely shattered. And the other funny thing Zoe does is throw the ball and she can't find it. She will just hunt for the ball and she finds it. And I mean, she'll hunt for half an hour until she finds it. So it's always a bit of a pain when it gets thrown into the bush. Or, I threw it on the roof the other day and it trickled down into the gutter and she couldn't find her ball. We have balls scattered all over the yard, but it has to be the specific ball that she started playing with at the start of the playing session that she has to continue playing with them. It's pretty funny, but she absolutely loves it and it's a great way to wear them out and they're pooped by the end of it. Very cute. So today we've got a bit of a busy day planned. After I have give us a bit of a play and have a wee wander around the section, I'm gonna make a Boston bun. It's a recipe I found online and it's a traditional version, so it uses mashed potato. So got a little bit of leftover mashed potato from the night before, and it is Boston bun, so you add in sultanas and some spices and then you ice it with a coconut icing. So we'll see how that turns out. And then we're going to meet my Uncle Pete for lunch today at a place in town called Drafters. After that we'll probably have a wander around before picking up the girls. After that and we will look to having a after school treat as well. So it's always nice just to do something fun when we have someone else coming to help pick them up. It makes it extra special. So yeah, something to look forward to. Oh, and tonight's pizza night. So our youngest has been asking for pizza night for the past week, and we keep saying, yeah, it's coming, but tonight is pizza night. So we're looking forward to that as well, because it's always something fun to do, and the girls love making their own pizzas, and we cook it all together, and it usually mostly gets eaten, so it's a great thing to have. And to be honest, it's a great way to hide veggies in the pasta sauce, or the pizza sauce as well. So we're looking forward to that. So we have a chicken that constantly finds a way out of the coop. Pretty sure instead of digging a hole, I think it's flying over it somehow. But we haven't really seen. Well, I've seen her sitting on top of the fence, so that's probably an indication of why I think she's flying over. But the chickens love to be let out. They have a good peck in the garden, and they enjoy rummaging around in the leaves, getting bugs and worms and all sorts of things. They really enjoy a bit of free ranging. And here's Zoe pooped again. She's just puffed. such a winter's feel at the moment with all the leaves missing, just the bare bones of the tree leaves. Everything is very hibernated, it's wintered over. It's the cabbage tree blowing in the wind here. Interesting thing about the cabbage tree is if you get a really lovely flower early in the season, it probably means it'll be a really sunny, warm season. So fingers crossed for a good flower. It's back inside to the toasty warm fire because it is nice outside. It was really nice to get inside and just warm up a little bit with the dogs in front of the fire. Even though Zoe brought her ball back and she wanted to play again. And she would have happily played for hours longer. Hi, Greta. So here I'm going to start making the Boston bun recipe using the mashed potato. So we're putting in 1 cup of mashed potato. This is just leftover from dinner. And then we are going to add 125 grams of butter. Should be softened, but really melted. Give it a good whip. So we need 1 cup, of course, it would be a cup. 1 cup, just under. Oh, this is stiff. Then we're going to add in 2 eggs, 1 at a time. Oops. These are from the chickens that we just let out before. They're happy rummaging around the garden out there. Fluffy, light. Oh. What do we get? Egg number 2. No shell that time. Big. Oh. So, quite often you'll get that split mixture. I'm sure once we add the flour, it'll all come together. So now we're going to add in spice. So we need half a teaspoon of mixed spice. Half a teaspoon mixed spice. Oh, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I always keep this over by the coffee machine because I like cinnamon on top of my coffee in the morning. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. That's a generous teaspoon. Self-raising flour. 2 cups of flour. I'm going to take this out now because it's going to be no use at all. We don't seem to have any self-raising flour, so I'm going to add in 2 cups of plain flour and then 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Oh my goodness. I'm going to give that a good stir together. I haven't added salt because we use salted butter. And we're going to put in some milk. How much milk do we need? Half a cup. Okay, we'll put that in now. And we need some almond. Again, half a cup. Just eyeball these. It's chaotic cooking. Fish. And we'll give this a good stir. So I guess this is a bun, so it should be quite a thick batter, but it doesn't look too thick. I'll pour the mixture out, there we go, into a prepared tin. Yum. Smells good. Let's have a wee taste. You can taste the potato, but it almost lightens it up a little bit. So a prepared tin. Okay, hold there. So I found this bun-shaped bowl, which is oven-proof. We're going to scrunch this up. That takes shape easily. And then we will pour the recipe. So I didn't use vanilla essence, we were all out of that. And I didn't follow the recipe in the exact order. That's okay. I'll just make it kind of bun shaped. How's the oven doing? It's almost the temperature. So this has to go in the oven at 180 degrees for about 45 to 50 minutes. And let's hope it's done within 40 minutes because I've got to go out. Chaotic. Yum. So you won't believe it, but I forgot to put the baking powder into the Boston bun, so it's hard as a rock. It's still cooking. We'll see what it looks like when it comes out, but we'll give it a try, and if it is like a rock, we'll give it to the chickens, and I'm sure they'll still like it, but we'll wait and see. So after the cooking chaos, I went to meet my uncle for lunch at Drafters, had a yummy lemon lime and bitters, and we had loaded fries to start with bacon on the side, and my uncle ended up having a pappardelle, I think it was ragu. My husband had sliders, lamb sliders, and I ended up having an eggs benedict, but I had to substitute the corned hash for fries because I'm a vegetarian. And they had these cute little orange things on the counter, which I thought were adorable. After lunch, we wandered down to High Street Pantry, which was right next door, and it's a grocer, Asian grocer, so they have all different types of foods in here. They have some really interesting things. We found the shrimp paste, and I don't know, are those little black things eyes? They kind of look like eyes. These really interesting mushrooms, straw mushrooms, which I've never heard before. A cute little can of paprika. And look at these amazing freeze-dried mushrooms. I mean, I'd love to cook with them, but I'd have no idea where to start. Pesto mortals. And they have freezers full of products as well. Like these mackerel. Ice creams, of course. I'm a big mochi fan. I've tried a couple of these and they've been quite sweet, but they're still pretty tasty. Nice to have with a coffee for a snack. And these are cutie little cookies filled with chocolate. Oh, and the viral mozzarella cheese sticks that I am yet to try. Interesting little sour plum candies, and a fridge full of tofu and all sorts of chiller surprise, which is really handy to keep in mind. So next we went to Binnin next door, and Binnin's this amazing shop full of all sorts of baking goodies and supplies and ingredients. So we're seeing lots of baking mixtures here. You can get a mix of standard baking mixtures and gluten-free. They just have bins and bins full of things like nuts and seeds and cereals and oats and grains and flours. There's so much to choose from. And you grab a bag, you fill the bag, and you weigh it at the counter, and then you're judged by weight. We've got a variety of fruit powders here, which you can use to flavour items and also as decoration. And the fruit extracts as well. I ended up getting these chocolate buttons. They always come in handy. So many spices. The only thing they didn't have were vanilla pods, so I'll go back another time to see if they have them. These are baking mixtures. They're so handy. The lolly cake one is the best, and also the Afghan cookies, and the scone is really good too. You can bring jars and fill them with things like the vinegars and the ciders and the oils. And a peanut butter machine. How cool. So after going to pick up the girls, we headed back to Helado Gelato, which is a gelato bar for a little after school treat. They have so many flavors, and they are delicious. I think I ended up getting a caramel cashew coconut gelato. It was so creamy and so good, and they have little swings in there that the kids can have a gentle swing on, and they also had a pastry selection. So we got home and Uncle Pete had given me some amazing raspberry jam. We go through so much jam, and this is the outcome of the Boston bun. So as you can see, it has not risen. It is quite dense, but the flavour is amazing. I will totally be trying this recipe again. I love the flavours. It was such a subtle spice, and it was just delicious. So I would highly recommend doing this recipe. I didn't ice it. I didn't see any point icing it because it didn't work, but I'll give it another go and try and do the full recipe. So next we ended up doing the pizza dough. Here's my husband starting the pizza dough, putting the salt in, and then he likes to weigh them out. He's pretty specific on the size of the dough balls and such like. Once the dough balls are all ready, we like to get all the ingredients laid out. The kids like ham and cheese, and my oldest likes pineapple added as well. I like smoked with capers, onion, and a bit of cream cheese, and my husband likes to have anchovies and pepperoni. And we did get mozzarella cheese. We don't usually we just use the fridge, but because our youngest had been asking for pizza night so long, we decided to get the proper cheese. And made the pizza so stringy and delicious. The girls always like to make their own pizzas, so they sit up on the counter and they flip often make a little moat around them, a little like they make around the pizza to stop the sauce getting out, and then cover it in cheese and ham and whatever other toppings they want. And they always really enjoy doing this part. pizza was a great end to a great day. Thank you so much for joining me on this vlog. I hope you've enjoyed watching. And remember, if you make custom bun, either use self-rising flour as the recipe suggests. Put baking powder in with your flour. Do not forget, like absolutely recipe though. So I would highly recommend you make it. And yeah, enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.